Hello, my fellow readers. I'm Dark777 with part 5 of the Link Monster video discussion and review. As always, for the Link Monsters, they will be reviewed based off the archetype they are in, rather than whether that they're used in other archetypes or what say you. So, let's get started. The first one we're going to do is Cleefort Genius. First off, I completely forgot Cleeforts had a Link monster, mainly because nobody uses Cleeforts anymore. Mainly because now they were completely screwed over by Link monsters. It's a Earth Machine Link monster with 1800 attack, and it's a link to Southwest-Southeast. And it requires 2 machine monsters. Okay, this Link summon monster is unaffected by spells and traps and the activated effects of other Link monsters. Okay. Once per turn, you can target one face-up card on each player's card field except this card. Both those cards have their effects negated until the end of the turn. When 2 monsters are special summoned at the same time to zones, this card points to you can add 1 level 5 or higher monster from your deck to your hand. Okay, I can see the idea behind this card, but in the context of a Cleefort deck, this card's not really that good. Let me explain. Cleeforts are really a bunch of high-level monsters. So you pretty much need the only 2 low-level monsters that normal monsters, Monolith and Scout, to be in the pendulum zones. That way you can continue using the bigger pendulum monsters to summon and then run over shit. First off, the fact that Genius is unaffected by spells, traps, and Link monster effect leaves it kind of horribly bad. It's not a bad effect, but with 1800 attack point, a lot of people are gonna just not even bother dealing with it effect wise and just run it over with something like Borreload. If this thing had a bigger body, then I would actually give it a pretty good score, but I'm gonna give it a pretty average score. Second off, negating 1 monster in your opponent's deck. First off, that's good. The second part is the problem is you could potentially screw yourself over depending on what Cleefort you negate, because a lot of Cleeforts, a lot of their effects are basically negate monsters that have a lower level than they do. So say if you have something like Towers, you're not gonna exactly deal with Towers easily. Granted, if you have something like Borreload or Borreload, then you can easily take out Towers, but anything short of those 2 monsters or something like Trigate, you pretty much not have easily handling with this. So negating it to run it over is kind of a high risk, high reward. Granted, you can get rid of a potential Borreload or Borreload, but with the fact that it's negated, meaning that they will be more likely be destroyed. I can understand where the card's coming from in terms of the idea, but honestly, the only thing worth running this card for is the third effect, allowing you to add any level 5 or higher machine monster. Granted, you'll have to pendulum summon 2 machine monsters, but besides that little hoop, giving yourself a free level 5 Link machine monster, especially if you're running something like Galaxy, I believe. No, not Galaxy. I don't know. I can't remember. There's a couple decks you can, but in a Cleefort deck, it's kind of hard. It's kind of very, very situational use. If it had a higher attack, I could give it maybe an 8 at best, but as it stands, I had to give it a 5 out of 10. It's just one, it's too situational, and 2, it could potentially screw yourself over depending on what your opponent's playing, and well, we can't have that. So the second one is Relinquished Anima. I'm counting Relinquished as an archetype, just like I'm counting Karibo as a Link Karibo as an archetype. Crap, I gotta get more water. Overall, this card has seen a lot of play because it's relinquished. So any chance you get of relinquished. So it's Dark Spellcaster, 0 attack. Okay, just like the regular relinquished. Not to mention that artwork is creepy. And it requires a 1 level 1 monster except for a token, just like Link Karibo. You can target one face-up monster. Oh, and its compass point, its link point is north. You can target one face-up monster this card points to. Equip that target to this card. Max gains attack equal to that equipped monster's attack. You only use this effect once per turn. So this thing's very situational. It can give you a lot of outs, but overall, the fact that this has to be pointing to another monster. More than likely, your opponent you're only going to use this if if they're going to do something smart, like have like a link monster you can summon, and maybe like say you're fighting a Light Swarm duelist and they summon Curious. You can use Anima to have it point to Curious because you take I don't know if that works. Does that work? No, I'm pretty sure that doesn't work. So if you summon like let's see a big monster like a Blue Eyes. Say if you're dueling a Blue Eyes player and they have a Blue Eyes over where one of the extra deck spots are. You summon this guy, you take their Blue Eyes, you take their Racers. Now you got a 3,000 attack point meter. It's very situational, but if you're able to get it to work, you can get it to work. But with its crappy no link arrows pointing to you, so you can't even extra deck with this. This is more just an emergency out than anything. But for what it does, this is a great area because you can't really make a relinquished deck because there's only like 6 cards. So at best, you can only make an engine. So maybe I would have to give it a 6. It's while it's not that good, it has its usage. It's just very, very situational. So let's get to the next one. That's number 3. Oh, Ritual Beast, Ulti Kimun Falcon. What the hell? I cannot pronounce this. Could be my throat. It's okay. So Ritual Beast archetype. It's a Wind Psychic Link 2 monster with 1800 attack, and its link space and its link arrows are southwest, southeast. Okay. It requires 2 Ritual Beast monsters. Duh. And, okay, let's read the effect. Ritual Beast monsters, this card points to gain 600 attack and defense. You can banish 1 Ritual Beast card from your graveyard. Immediately after this effect resolves, normal summon 1 Ritual Beast monster from your hand. You can only use this effect of Ritual Beast, Ulti Kimiphalikos, once per turn. Quick effect. You can, Sorry, and the second effect is the custom Ritual Beast effect. You send this card back to the extra deck. You get a Ritual Beast Tamer and Spiritual Beast Tamer monster in defense position. Here's the thing: this card's effect, honestly, this thing reads more as a field spell effect. Anything you banish, yeah, this just screams field spell than Link monster. I think the only reason they made a Link monster for the Ritual Beast is because it specializes in constant fusion spam. So not the best. It's just not really the best. I mean, you get an attack boost, but most people, they're not even gonna keep the little ones out unless they run out of resources to keep fusioning and everything. They're just gonna try and get as many fusion monsters on the field as possible, and go for possibly an OTK or probably just destroy your field with the fusion monsters. And you can see the fact that they needed a Link monster. It's just, this is not the thing to do for Ritual Beast. If anything, you should have had like a burial from a different dimension effect. Like you bring Ritual Beast back from the banishment to the graveyard. That would have been okay, but this is just lackluster. I'm gonna have to give this thing a 4 out of 10. Sure, the attack boosts are pretty good because a lot of the Ritual Beast monsters, especially especially the weaker ones and some of the fusion ones, are pretty weak in attack. So it's something, but this effect, the first 2 effects just scream field effect. It's like, you could have done better than this. Not to mention the second effect, the normal summon, pretty much half the fusion monsters do the same thing this thing does, but better. allows you to summon normal summon, but when all the virtual tamers are summoned or special summoned, they allow you to normal summon. So it's like, what's the point? What is the point? So, you know, let's see, how many is that so far? That's 1, 2, 3. I'm at 4. Okay. So we're at 4, and but we're at the big one. We're at the big one, folks. Spiral double helix. This is the guy. This is considered one of the top dogs of the Link monsters. This was the guy who pretty much made Spirals from the quirky rogue deck to tier freaking 0. That's how broken and powerful this guy was. This guy was so bad, Konami actually had to make an emergency ban list and limit Quick Fix and Scout. All because of this guy. Because that's how good this guy is. So what is Spiral Helix? Spiral Double Helix. It's a Earth Warrior Link monster, Link 2, 1900 attack, and its link points are west and south. And it requires 2 Spiral monsters, of course. And this card, while this card is on the field or in the graveyard, it's treated as Spiral Super Agent. Okay? You can declare 1 card type, Monster Swallow Trap, reveal the top card of your opponent's deck, and if you do, and its type matches the declared card type, take 1 Spiral monster from your deck or graveyard, and either add it to your hand or special summon it to your zone. This card points to. God damn it! This thing. If there's anything that Spirals needed, it was consistency and searching power. And this card does it in spades. Again, there's a reason why this card pretty much fixed a lot of the problems and made Spirals tier 0. This one card made this thing as bad as Zodiac's. I don't think a game-changing card to an archetype has been seen since Gyzarus, honestly. Maybe, I don't know, I can't think of any others. I could be wrong. I think the last one to make such a dramatic shift for an archetype from rogue to high tier was Gyzarus. And Gyzarus is freaking Gyzarus. There's a reason why people love playing Gladiator Beast in like the mid-2000s. That was because of this. That was because of that dirtbag. But as a card, it does a lot of good stuff. It only works in Spirals decks, but then again, I'm treating these. Again, these are being rated on the archetypes they're being based off of. So it's a Spiral card. It fixes pretty much everything wrong with the Spiral, and if you use it in certain combos, I think Spiral Tough allows you to place 1 card in your opponent's deck on top, so you can easily, just get a free search. I think it's tough. I believe it's tough. Let me check. Let me check. Spiral Tough. Spyral. Come on, search. Spiral Misty. No. Spiral. Where's Tough? Here it is. Oh no, they got it. Or who was it? Was it Quick Fix? No, was it? Which card allows you? Was it Drone? Oh yeah, it's Drone. It's Drone. It's Drone. Oh god dang it. So what does this thing get? A 10 out of 10, of course, because it's freaking broken. Granted, you can't use it as well because, Drone and Quick Fix are out. Mainly because they're just limited. Granted, you can still get some utility out of this, but it's Double Helix. This was the guy along with Firewall Dragon and the Nightmares that kind of say, hey, Link monsters can be freaking broken and amazing. There's Firewall Pass. No, I have Double Helix and Kick Your Ass. So, and the final one. Let's see. Where's the third one? Where's the 5th one? Here's the 5th. And finally, for this video, we have Shadow Construct. I need to get a water bottle. Okay, so it's for Shaddolls. Shaddolls, another fusion-based deck. It's a light fairy link monster, link 2, 1200 attack, and its link points are east and west. And unique, and it requires 2 flip monsters, so you can actually run this. No, you can't. You can only use this in Shaddolls. Why does it say flip monsters? Why couldn't it make more sense to have Shaddol monsters? Because, you know, the effects. Looking at the effects again. You only use this in Shaddolls, so why have flip monsters? If you're gonna, at least, you know, just make them Shaddolls. What, you're gonna combine this construct with Subterrors? I don't know. You're gonna buy Shaddolls with Subterrors? I'm stupid. Okay, so what does this thing do? During your main phase, you can fusion summon 1 Shadow fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your hand or field as fusion monsters. If this card is in your graveyard, you can send 1 Shadow card from your hand or field to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon this card. Overall, this is a decent card. Probably the only thing I have to hate about this card is its link points. First off, every single other archetypal, you know, link monster has south or at least some way to point down, except like certain cases like Anima, but Anima has a specific utility choice. This thing is kind of hard. You're going to have a link monster already on the field to get this thing out, so I don't know. But overall, its effect's actually pretty good. It allows you to, unlike Phantom Quartz, which allows you have to pay, this one just nets you a free Shadow fusion. This is actually pretty dang good. If you don't have Shadow or Shadow fusion, any other fusion cards, you can pretty much get this chick on the field. Make sure she's actually in the main monster zone before playing this, because, you know, her link makes it link arrows kind of make it annoying to do that. But overall, it's a good card. Allows you to special summon her, so you can keep reusing your fusion cards, you know, in case something happens. You can keep trying to summon Construct or Winda or something like that, and use her, and, you know, kind of recycle her, which is overall useful. But it's just those arrows, man. Not to mention the fact that it requires 2 flip monsters, which, you know, they're Shaddolls, they're all flip monsters, but, you know, if you have an effect based off Shaddol, on basically another Shaddol fusion card, so to speak, shouldn't it have been made more, I don't know, better? Overall, the effect's good, but the summoning requirement is kind of redundant, but possible. But those link arrow, man, I have to deduct points for the awkward link arrows. You gotta already have a link monster to get this chick on the field, and then you can start making your plays. So overall, I would actually have to give Construct, non-LCL Construct, an overall 7 out of 10. So overall, the best out of this pet is obviously Double Helix, because it's mother effing Double Helix. And, you know, and see you next time on the final part, because we gotta do the other 7 together instead of doing 5 and then 2. So I'll see you on the final part of the arc of this video series.